Hello, this is Watch About with another watch review, and in this review we're looking at one of the very brand new releases from Christopher Ward, the C3 Malvern Chronograph Mk3. So obviously we've had two iterations before this, and mainly different style and different logos. So we're on our third iteration. Each time we've got a slight facelift. So this is the first one in the Malvern Chrono range to actually have this kind of dial configuration, and because of that we've got a new movement in there, Ronda, but we'll discuss that in a little while. So this watch is completely Swiss made, as you'd expect with Chris Ford, and amazingly it's £350, so a very reasonable price. Let me just get it on my 7¼ inch wrist, and in my eyes, you know, it's a very smart looking watch. I think it has a nice IWC kind of feel, International Watch Company feel to it, mainly because of the chronograph subdials at 12 and 6. So anyway, size wise, it's a very comfortable dress watch size. We have a diameter of 39mm, a nice thin profile with a 10mm height, and then a lug-to-lug length of 46mm. So yeah, obviously from the looks, it is a classy, dress kind of style watch, and the size matches that as well. So it's a very comfortable wear, fits the wrist really well, mainly thanks to the new style case as well that comes with every Malvern watch nowadays. To go with that decent size, we have quite a light weight of 60 grams as well. So it is a kind of watch you can wear for a long time. It doesn't get uncomfortable or anything like that. So a very decent long wearing watch. We have 30 meters water resistance, so I wouldn't go swimming with it, but you have some sort of protection there, in case you splash it or anything like that. But I wouldn't recommend doing anything with it at all with water. Our lug width is 20mm, so a very reasonable size, which looks completely in proportion with the case, and it tapers down to 18mm at the buckle. So the movement is a Ronda 3520.D. I don't think I've come across this movement in a watch before, but as you can see, it is a chronograph, and it has a nice little touch to it in that we have our running second hands at 6, and then our chronograph seconds hand is the big seconds hand. As you can see, it's stopped there. I'll start it again, and then our subdial at 12 is a 12-hour timer. So our little hand counts the hours as they go, and then our big hand counts the minutes as they go, around 30 minutes. So in reality we have a 12-hour chronograph, which is pretty good on a quartz, because usually they're just 60 minutes or 30 minutes. So that's a nice little touch, and it matches the automatic chronograph, like the 7750, for instance. They have 12-hour subdials, so that's a nice touch from this movement. Obviously it's quartz, so it's going to be really accurate, decent battery life, and it's Ronda, so it's going to be pretty bulletproof. There's not going to be a whole lot that will go wrong with it, to be honest. Okay, so let's discuss each element in detail. So first off, our dial, we have a very nice champagne off-white kind of colour to it. So very, almost like a luxurious kind of feel to it. It does look nice and expensive. The colour is a very nice choice. Our subdials have a concentric circular patterns to them as well, which give you, as you can see here, a nice little light reflection, which reflects it in a different way to the main dial itself. So it does give it a nice viewing experience with the light play, and also the light reflects off the applied hour markers and hands nicely as well. So we have blue main hands, which keeps legibility really good, because obviously if they were just stainless steel on top of like a creamy dial, legibility would be really bad. So the blue helps it stand out. Also adds a nice little splash of colour, but blue is quite a classy colour as well, so that's a decent touch. They are pitched, so they give you a nice little bit of a variety of reflections as well. The rest of the hands aren't as important, so they can be stainless steel to like a stainless steel. I think they're nickel, but they work well with the dial, and obviously they keep out of the way of the main important hands which give you the time. Christopher Ward printed on the side here, so in this instance the new logo left aligned works just perfectly fine here. We've got a sub-dial at 12, so central aligned at 12 is never going to work. So in this instance, the logo works absolutely perfectly, and it looks really spot on, I think. Our date window has a nice little aperture with a sort of like a nice little surround with a little extra bit of detail, bit of extra design as well, which like almost an instep into the date window. So that's an interesting little touch there. Our hour markers, interestingly, are at every other hour, so we don't have applied hour markers here at 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 or 11, so only hour markers at every other hour, which is quite an interesting choice. That is a design feature because it's on all of the Malvern range, so it'll be interesting to consider why that has been done. I mean, it doesn't really bother me, but when I initially noticed it on the first Malvern, well, the new Malvern that I reviewed, I initially thought it was a design flaw, but it's not. It's obviously a design feature. So there we go. So just something to be aware of. So the other printing on the dial is all, as you'd expect from Christopher Ward. It's all very crisp and clear. Moving on to the case then. So this is the new Malvern shape case with their light catcher lines. So we have a very nice like fluid side to it, and this is the first one with a brushed side actually, so it keeps when you compare it to the automatic, here I have it with fully polished side, it just keeps the chronograph probably not quite as formal, a little bit more comfortable, allows you to wear it day to day a little bit more than a very, very classy dress watch. So that gives you that extra option there. Obviously the finishing is all very nice as well, and we do have a very nice kind of cross section to it. Every angle you do get a nice fluid line, and it reminds me of a sports car like an Aston Martin, so that's good. We have very nice pushers as well, and a crown with the CW logo, very deeply etched. These pushers are very nice, as you can see. Nice big fat tops with a decent click to them. So just set it like that. You can see our sub hand is going crazy as it resets. So yeah, decent profile to the case. So we also, which is interesting, have just a straight plain background to the case back, which is just literally the Christopher Ward twin flags pattern, which is a nice little touch. We have our details surrounding the outside here, so really we don't have any need for anything in here, so why not just slap our pattern in there? That's what Christopher Ward must have thought. So yeah, it's a cool little touch. It looks good, and it's well executed as well, but we'll have a look at that in closer detail with the macro lens. So the strap, decent quality as usual. We have a nice little addition of the twin flags printed on the underside, which is available on all straps now, which is a nice touch. And we have the added nice little feature of a quick release pin, so very easy to replace straps. Just literally pull that down and then away you go. And then to put it back in, just align it up, push the tab down, and that's it, it's back in. So very quick and easy to replace straps, and I think every strap should come with it, so it's a very nice touch to see that. This is the tan leather strap, which is a nice colour, matches suits the watch quite well, I think. As is always the case, the leather is decent quality. Can't really go wrong with Christopher Ward leather straps. I've never had every single strap I've ever had from Christopher Ward has been very good quality. So, and this is exactly the same. So in addition to this, we have the tang buckle with the Christopher Ward logo deeply engraved, which is very nicely done. That's fully polished. Okay, so let's get the macro lens on then, and we'll have a look at it in much closer detail. So looking at our printing, as you can see there, nice and crisp. If we look at our subdial as well, you see that's concentric circular pattern, and also our printing is nice and decent on that. If we look up here, nice variety on this subdial as well to like show you the difference between the inner and the outer subdial of this subdial, if you will. So it just shows you the difference between the hour and the minutes, which is a very nice little touch. It's like a clock within a clock. Moving on to our applied hour indicators, you can see every other hour we have a nice polished applied hour marker, and then the other alternative ones are they're not printed, they're like a foil, which is quite interesting. So you still get a bit of reflection from it, it's just not applied. And then within these we have this nice little inner channel, if you will, which again gives you a nice little bit of detail to the dial. So here we have our date window, and we see that sort of like sub-level to the dial, which then leads into the date window. So nice little design touch there. Here are our hands, which are pitched, very nice and pointy as well. Decent design, you know, I like a long outstretching hand, very classy and elegant. And there's our chronograph seconds hand. So moving on to the case then. Let's have a look at this this crown with the Christopher Ward Twin Flags logo engraved, nice and deeply, decent grip as well, as you can see, easy to use. Here's one of our pushers, so push it in, decent click there, and then again. So just give this side a wipe. Before having a look at it, so have a polished top, as you can see, and polished top of the lugs as well, and then brushed side, but still got very decent flawless lines to it. Ooh, if I can get it in focus. And then a polished step with some details on before we go into this very cool twin flag engraving in the centre as well. As you can see there, very good quality engraving on that. No complaints whatsoever. So moving on to our leather strap, nice soft top there, decent stitching as well. And then flip it over, have our twin flag gradually fading out, which is a nice little touch as well. And there's our quick release pin. And then if we just go to this end, we have our tang buckle with Chris Ford, very deeply, very accurately engraved, so that's a nice touch as well. Okay. So, the C3 Malvern, let's get that back in focus. C3 Malvern Chronograph, great value at £350, I think. Obviously Swiss made, so you can't go wrong with that. Let me just get that back in focus. Very good quality. With the new Malvern case, I think they've stepped up this range another level, because before, very plain, simple, you know, like a barrel kind of shaped case with nice lugs, nothing special. But this, you know, you can tell a lot of thought, a lot of design has gone into it, and a decent manufacturer as well. So I do think that they have taken it another step up. The new logo looks perfect on this range as well. Many people, you know, may be a bit concerned about it, but you know, in this instance, looks great. Nice design overall as well. Very good just very good finishing, very good construction in general. So yeah, I think £350 is a very reasonable price to pay for a watch of this quality. Okay, so this was the Christopher Ward C3 Malvern Chronograph, and that's what it's all about.